Instagram and Snapchat.
Perfect. I think we're live now. I saw someone in the chat. Maddie, can you hear us? Are we live? Go ahead and comment in the chat. Let me know. How was your run?
It was great content, man. I'm really excited. I'm glad we got that in, honestly.
Nice. Cool. I think
good.
we're
I
good.
I honestly got to hoop with a lot of my high school friends and some of my college boys as well. I didn't know they were going to be out there. It's cool.
Cool. So are you originally from Ohio?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio.
Okay, got you.
People think I'm from Florida now that I'm hanging out there, but
yeah. How long have you been down there?
I've been down in Florida for I don't know, man, a couple months actually. Hey,
that's it?
Yeah, I was down there for a couple months, and then I went down there. I went down to Florida right after coronavirus ended the season, and then came back for a little bit, and then went back down, and now I'm back here, so I'm kind of just back and forth. Are we live? Are we starting the show now, or can you give me?
Yeah, I think we're live. We're live. Everyone can hear us, so we're gonna get started. Yeah, we're all good. Let's say we got a couple people in here. So,
you want to do your intro? I got to run outside real quick because I just forgot. Left my key out there, and my mom needs to get here. I'm having people over.
For sure. Okay. Got you.
I'll be right back.
All right. No, you're good. What's going on, y'all? Happy Saturday. Super hyped for this while D'Vontay goes and I think he said he's getting his key or something. We'll go ahead and get it going. Go ahead and Zach, I do notice you. See your comments up on the screen right now. As y'all come in here, make sure you ask your questions in the comments below. I have a bunch of questions from you guys from Instagram, so I'll be asking D'Vontay as we go. But as we're continuing to do the interview, be sure to drop the questions in the comments below. I'll get to them and answer them here on the show. Let's see what's going on, y'all. As y'all come in, say what's up. Again, ask any questions. We'll try to get through as many of them as we can. I'm gonna prioritize the ones that you guys ask here live. So you guys are watching. I have probably 20 or 30 questions from you guys from Instagram. So we'll be sure to get through all of those. Go through a brief intro. I have a couple questions that I wrote up for D'Vontay we'll get into, and then we'll get into the live Q&A. And you guys are new around here, be sure to subscribe. And there's new videos every single week, 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. There's actually a new video dropping as soon as we get off this podcast right now. But there's new videos going over nutrition tips for basketball players and all that good stuff. So if you're new around here, be sure to like the video stream and subscribe to the channel for nutrition tips for basketball every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. How was my day? My day was good. I've honestly just been playing FIFA most of the day, just been relaxing. Whenever I have like an interview like this, I always like to kind of try to relax a little bit beforehand and just chill out, let my mind chill out, especially now that school's done. Got a lot more time on my hands. So I might actually start streaming FIFA. We will see. Or just gaming in general, because I enjoy it. So I figured it might be another way to do some more content. Because as you guys who have seen me around here know that I post tons of content, always looking for ways to do that. How long is the schedule to be? About an hour or so. So there's really no hard time cap unless D'Vontay says he has to go. We'll keep it going as long as we can. Again, I have a ton of questions from you guys, so that'll give us plenty for an hour, and if not more than that. It just depends on what D'Vontay's schedule is like. And while y'all are in here, make sure if you know anyone who would want to watch this, any hoopers, anyone you know who watches D'Vontay stuff, make sure you share this live stream with your friends. Just copy the link and post it on Instagram, on your story, on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever social media you use. Be sure to go ahead and do that. All interviews. I mean, honestly, not really. I've talked to D'Vontay a couple of times on the phone. Super chill guy. And the cool thing is, and we'll talk about this in the interview, he's super genuine. So like what you guys see in the YouTube videos, what you guys see in all this content, that's exactly how he is on the phone or just talking to him, which was really cool. You don't really get that a lot with a lot of content creators. A lot of them kind of put on a show for the camera. So really cool to see that. So honestly, not super nervous. Have a ton of questions too. It always helps when you have a ton of questions from the audience, because that kind of helps guide the conversation. But now I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for this one. Had to reschedule it a couple times, but glad we're finally able to be doing this. How long have you been doing the YouTube thing? So D'Vontay, actually going to get into that. I honestly don't know how long. He said he's been doing it for even 5 to 6 years, but his channel now, and there's the dog. Good thing we got the dog out the way before we actually really started the interview. If you're new around here, Captain, my dog, loves to make guest appearances on interviews. But how long have I been doing YouTube? I've been consistently uploading on YouTube for about 2-ish months now. Mostly nutrition content. I specialize in nutrition for basketball players. I'm a nutritionist for a lot of G League guys, overseas hoopers, and let's see, a couple D1 recruits. Can't really say the D1 recruits' names just because of NCAA stuff. Don't want to mess anything up there. But that's what I've been up to. Let's see. And again, if you guys are coming in new around here, be sure to subscribe. I try to put out as much content as much content as possible throughout the week. I'm posting like 3 times a day on IG, 3 times a week on YouTube. We got podcasts going 3 times a week with guests. This is an example of one, but posting those super consistently. Just trying to do my best to provide content for you guys when it comes to nutrition, because that's something. If you haven't really considered nutrition as a basketball player, that's something that, let's see. That's something that is just super underrated. And if you aren't in your diet, you're kind of messing yourself up. But here we go. D'Vontay.
My bad, bro.
No, you're good. You're good. We got a decent amount of people in here. Got a few people in here. See if it continues to fill up. But I think we got enough to get
Does
everything
it show
going.
you how many or no?
Yeah, we got like 16 people. So nothing too crazy, but
Sure.
pretty decent audience.
But this will be on YouTube afterwards, right?
Yeah, it'll be the replay will be on YouTube for forever, pretty much. So
we can promo that too.
Perfect. Well, awesome, man. As we're getting started, I figure everyone in here knows who you are. But if anyone doesn't know who you are, give everyone a little backstory, kind of how you got into YouTube, what you're doing now, your basketball career. Who is D'Vontay Friga?
Well, my name is D'Vontay Friga. For those of you that don't know me, and then for those of you that do, a little backstory. I just graduated from Mount Union. It's a small Division III school in Ohio. I played basketball here. I fell in love with this guy's channel. His name is Casey Neistat. I don't know if you know who that is or not. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a creator. He's probably about 40 years old now. And he was just vlogging his life, and I was like, that's cool, entertaining life. He was living in New York City, and I really just picked up a camera for the first time freshman year of college, senior year of high school, freshman year of college, right between that gap. I started like doing videos, giving to the homeless and stuff, and I really fell in love with editing for real. And then I wanted to document my life as a Division III basketball player because I was really upset that I was at the D3 level. And I really started to understand, it's really about the opportunity to play again, and I can make what I want from it. So documenting the idea of, maybe becoming a professional basketball player or maybe becoming a YouTuber or something like that, just kind of cool to me. And then it started to grow a little bit, and just graduated, and we're at 240,000 subscribers and hopefully continuing to grow. But a little short background.
That's dope. That's dope. And I know you mentioned the difference between D3, D1, and kind of originally being kind of upset about that. I played D3 as well. I think a lot of people kind of sell it short. They don't realize that if you're playing in college, you're part of 3% of high school players that even make it to college, period. So, I mean, that in and of itself is impressive. But one of the questions I got from IG, let me pull it up right now, asked, do you think was it more of you chose to play D3, or was that kind of your only option coming out of high school?
It was my only option to play, for real.
Okay.
I had one Division II email, and it was from Barry university in Florida, ironically.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was all D3 looks. I had a major look, like my most interested look, I'd say, was from Bluffton. It's in Ohio, Hiram College in Ohio. Mount Union barely recruited me. Like, they barely recruited me. I just fell in love with the campus. Coach Feuerlein was just awesome. What other schools? Baldwin Wallace was sort of interested. But I mean, other than that, I really only had a couple Division III looks, and that's what it was. I mean, I just kind of worked my ass off because when I got to Mount Union, I was on a JV team, and then, you know, I'm sure we'll get into that, but I really wasn't didn't feel accepted onto the team yet, and I just had to work my way up for real. But yeah, it says, what does it say? Can't really
it says what are the differences between like D1 and D3 in your opinion? I know you've got Colton that you do a lot of content with. He's D1. Like I think you did a video about that in the past, but like from what you've seen from him and like other guys you've learned from, like what would you say are like the main differences there?
I'll start with the obvious. Like, I think it's just raw skill and talent. I think what a lot of people don't understand is some of it's just opportunity to play in front of, you know, scouts and coaches and things too.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to give credit to all the Division I guys out there because they're just like freaks of nature. I mean, playing with Colton, and this is like nothing against Colton either, because I've talked to Colton before too. But playing with Colton's like made me realize that like those guys, I just don't even really know how to word this, to be honest with you, but like, there's a big difference between Division I, Division II, and Division III, skill-wise or talent-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, but skills like developed. You know what I mean? So like I always say when people ask me to compare Division I, Division II, Division III, I think guys like me, Nathan, Colin, who are developed at the Division III level, could play at like lower Division I schools once they get to their senior year or once they're really developed. But yeah, I guess this. Got you. I don't know. You could be on this topic forever between the differences because there's just so much to talk about. But I mean, I played against guys like Emmett Williams, who just declared for the draft. He'll probably be an NBA player. Like he's a freak. I play against, like you said, guys like Colton. I play with them. Colton's just developing as a Division I basketball player. I think in my eyes, he's a solid 5-on-5 player. But you talk about if we compared ourselves, I'm a much more skilled basketball player than Colton. But Colton could run with, I think, like faster, like I guess more of a fast-paced game than I could. So there's a lot of differences we could really talk about here, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. We could spend probably the whole hour on that alone, but I know they probably don't want to hear us talk about that one topic for that long. But another question I got kind of regarding your college basketball journey, like coming out of high school, like were you doing camps? Was your interest that you got mainly just based off of coaches seeing you, like hearing about you? Like how did you put yourself out there to kind of get recruited?
Dude, I made like highlight videos or whatever on Huddle and stuff like that. I did all that stuff and I sent it out to probably every Division I and Division II school out there. Like I just skipped over to Division III schools because I wanted to get a scholarship. I wanted to play at a big school, you know. I wanted people to know who I was and be proud of me and stuff. And I just like I said, fell down about Division III. But I put myself out there a lot, emailed every single coach. But the real opportunity I got was my coach in high school, Coach Johnson at the time. He put us in a Mount Union Classic, and we played against Jackson High School, where some Division I guys were going to Ohio State, like Kyle Young played against him at Mount Union. And I had a really good day. I wasn't a great high school basketball player. Like I wasn't phenomenal. I was good. I was first team all conference. I maybe averaged like between 11 and 13 points a game. It wasn't anything like that stuck out to people in Summit County where I'm from, but like Division III coaches knew who I was, you know. But we went to Mount Union. I played really well at this camp. Well, more of like a summer tournament where high school teams go and play. And the assistant coach came up to me after the end of the day and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go check out campus?" Blah, blah, blah. Talked to my family that was there and they showed me around. That was like the real opportunity I got. I didn't go to any camps. I didn't go to any like showcases or anything like that. I just played AAU basketball, and I played high school ball and summer camps. And when I say summer camps, I know just said I didn't go to camps, but like summer tournaments with your high school team. But yeah.
Got you. And I know you said like when you got to Mount Union, you started off on the JV team and kind of worked your way up. Talk me through like what was that process like? What was it like coming in? Like I got a few questions about what the biggest setbacks you faced were and like the adversity you went through. So I think that'd be a good topic to talk about.
So like I said, I was barely recruited by Mount Union. If I would have gone to where I was heavily recruited, it would have been between Bluffton and Hiram, and they're both Division III schools, small schools in Ohio. And, I chose Mount Union. Like I said, fell in love with the coaching staff, fell in love with the people around here, fell in love with campus. Ended up working out, obviously. But, yeah, freshman year I was on JV. Didn't even have a practice jersey. Like, I was only practicing with JV. Didn't have a game jersey. And then they took, like, pictures for varsity. And there was one jersey left, and Coach Feuline, head coach, was like, hey, wear this, hop in the picture. And he threw me jersey.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Threw me my jersey, and it was number 3. And then another guy on the team, or no, it was number 2. Another guy on the team named Austin. He's like, hey, will you switch me? And I was like, yeah. And then the reason I'm number 11 is because it was the only like opportunity I got, whatever. But anyway, totally off topic. Yeah, I really had to work my way up. I was playing JV. I was playing really good. I think the reason I moved up is because I was pissed off. I was rooming with Nathan my freshman year. Nathan was starting varsity, and it pissed me off every day. It's not that I was jealous. I was just like, I think I'm on the same level. And I wasn't. I'll be honest, I wasn't. Nathan's crazy at basketball. I think I definitely worked my way up. But I think him being on varsity just motivated me as well. And living with him and seeing him, like, perform, I wanted to get in the gym. And so I was in the gym constantly my freshman year, Then in practice, I was destroying varsity when I was on JV, just playing really good. And then on JV, I was averaging a triple-double at the time. And then the coaching staff was like going up to Coach Feuline. A couple of the players, even shout out to JJ Kakura. Like everybody kind of was putting in a good word for me. And they were like, maybe we should try D'Vontay out. And then Miles, another one of the players, a couple of the players got hurt. Like within a week span of our last couple games. Like the last 9 games, a couple guys got hurt, and I was up. Like they were like, "You're up," And I played in the John Carroll game, I played in the Capital game, and I had like 15 points and 9 rebounds, and it was within like 16 or 17 minutes. I was just going really hard, and they were like, "Oh yeah," basically, and I just kind of took advantage of it, and then I had this weird confidence booster from that point on, and then sophomore year started a little bit. Junior year started every game, and like I said, worked my way up, but it was all through hard work, man. Like, it sounds cliche, but I was in the gym constantly, and I was pissed off, and I used my anger to just fuel me, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think people realize like how much like goes into it, how much work goes into it behind the scenes with basketball, with content creation, like we were talking about earlier when we hopped on the Instagram live, is hours and hours and hours and hours of work behind the scenes. I got a question from Luke Jacobson. Let me see if I can bring it up about like finding out like you weren't starting your senior year. So did that, like, was there like a situation where, because I'm not too familiar with that situation, was it like what happened there?
I never touched on this. So the first time ever this topic being touched on is on your podcast. So if you
shout out to Luke. By the way,
I gotta say, here you go.
Luke deserves a follow back, by the way. He's been rocking with you since like September. He's been telling me, he's like, get D'Vontay to follow me back. Get D'Vontay to follow me back.
And here he is asking a question that's never been touched on until your podcast. So shout out to Luke. So right before the season started, the starters, we're going through practice or whatever. It was me, Nathan, Colin, John, and Braden, and we're practicing together. We're all doing this. And then I had a test in school.
Oh.
Writing test. And I knew nothing on it. I knew nothing. And I was going through a weird time, family stuff, back home, whatever. Didn't have time to finish the test. Didn't know what was going on in the test, whatever. I'm cool with some people in class. So I was texting the whole class like, hey, can I Venmo you money, blah, 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 to send me some test answers. and somebody must have had a bad day or whatever, screenshotted everything and went to the dean of students. Kind of petty. I'd rather them just talk to me, but also I can understand I was doing something wrong too, so whatever. And they took the screenshots to the dean of students. I had a big academic meeting or whatever with a lot of the higher ups in Mount Union, like, hey, we can take your season away. You signed a thing, you sign a thing in college, like saying you're not going to achieve stuff, academic dishonesty. And then basically Coach Feline was like, hey, I have to discipline you. Like, this is messed up. This is not how we represent the team. And so he's like, I'm taking your first 3 starts away. And we started rolling, and we're like, we can't change anything up. And then I had a talk with the coaches, and they were like, are you okay accepting this role? And in my head, I'm like, no. It's my senior year. I started freshman. I started the end of my freshman year, started most of my sophomore year, started all junior year. And then here I am, senior year, breakout year, best year, and coming off the bench. And that's how it hit me at first, And then I started to accept my role because I started to see that what we were doing was working. So in my head, it's like, it's not about starting the game. It's about finishing it, Like, because you could get – I was going in the games, like, within 2-3 minutes, So really wasn't a big deal thinking back at it now. But it fucked with my head all season, for real. It took me some time to really talk to the coaches and get over it. Everybody worries about starting so much, everybody worries about it. But, like, if you really, really think about it, it's about finishing the game. And I finished every single game. Any game that was close. The ball was going to me or it was going to Nathan or it was going to Colin. And depending on who was hot, because one of us was always hot every game. We were finishing the game. And I was finishing the game. And I guess, like, that's all that really mattered to me. But, yeah, that's how that happened, for real. I mean, I'd never say I didn't start because I cheated on a test, because that's not what it is. If they needed me to start, if I was at the top tier or whatever, I would have started, like, they weren't going to sit Nathan at first. So that's just what it is. I'm happy that's how it happened, because we made it really far with how we were playing. And, I started a couple games. I probably started maybe 4 games this year, but that's crazy. I've literally never touched on that.
That's crazy. Shout out to Luke. But as he got towards the end of that season, obviously COVID kind of threw a massive curveball and cut things short. How did you deal with that, especially since you guys were doing so well?
Right away, am I allowed to cuss on this? Because
go for it, bro. Yeah, you're good.
At the beginning, it fucked with my head so bad right at the beginning. And I know I dropped a video talking about, thank you basketball and stuff, but that was kind of just, I think it was to help me get over the fact that, like, we got fucked, Yeah. There's 16 teams left, 16 teams that all think they were going to win the whole thing. And we get nothing. Like, we have to live the rest of our lives thinking we were going to be the ones, or what could have been. Like, I would have rather lost the previous game than find out this way that I'll never play in college again. You know what I mean? But, it fucked with me for a while. And I went down to Florida. I built the court. I really just took a look around at everything going on. I had a moment to just sit by myself, and I talked about moments, and I was like, I told myself, maybe one day everything's going to make sense. Maybe everything happening will make sense one day. And I even said it in the John Carroll championship game. Like, I said it a million times. I said it today to Joe. I was like, maybe one day all this stuff is going to finally make sense. And it just clicked. The way I coped with it was, at least I got a senior season. I have a lot of friends that play spring sports that were on the track team, that were baseball players, that played, like, just spring sports in general, right? Yeah. We can list off all of them that didn't get their senior season. Like, those people that are done with college forever, they don't want to go back because they got eligibility back. They don't want to pay more money, especially at the D3 level.
Yeah, I don't think people realize D3 doesn't get scholarships.
Yeah, they got screwed. Division III spring athletes got screwed, So the way I coped with it was, at least I got a senior season. And I talked about how, and it's crazy because one of my last 2 monologues, I talked about how the playoffs and the March Madness tournament was just an extra season for us, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I got my regular season, I got my senior season, I passed my 1,000 points. You know, we were champions of our league. And like, yeah, we get a chance to go on and be national champions and stuff, but like, damn, dude, I'm sorry, Mike, that plays baseball. I'm sorry, like Lindsay that runs track. Like, I'm sorry you had to find out that your junior year was your last year ever, like playing your sport for the rest of your life. You know, if that would happen to me, then I'd have been really bummed. So I think gratitude's how I got through it. You know, I'm grateful that I got my senior season, if that makes sense. So
No, absolutely.
I've completely coped with it. Doesn't mean it doesn't suck. No, it still sucks. I wish we could, you know, go and do that, but I'm not about to dwell on it. I don't live in the past like that, but it's all good.
For sure. Walk me through, what was the thought process there with the basketball court? Like, how did that come up? And because it was a pretty quick turnaround as far as like, oh yeah, we're going to build a basketball court. And then like within, I don't know, a week, it was done.
Dude, crazy as shit, because I go down to Florida and like, you know, right after all this stuff, I'm like, all right, I know what videos do good for basketball YouTubers on YouTube. You go to the park, you play against random people, you expose them, you have good titles and thumbnails. Like, we all know that. Tristan Jazz films it, AJ LePray films it, DC Heat films it, I film it. Like, we all know what videos do good for basketball YouTubers on YouTube. So I'm like, screw it. I'm about to be mic'd up. I'm going to throw some cinematics in there too. We're going to take this on. Let's go on tour. Let's go to random parks. Let's play people, you know, 5-on-5, all this stuff. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then boom, we're closing all parks down. Everything's closed. So we're like, damn, nothing good's happening for us. We completely jinxed it because all we said throughout the season was, damn, how perfect is everything going? You know? And then I get down to Florida and everything's closed. I have that one video that's the one video I was mic'd up has like 2 million views, right? Trash talking Division I recruit against former.
I think that's the first video I saw of yours.
Really? Yeah, it was like former D3 basketball player mic'd up, exposes D1 recruits at the park or something like that. It's at 2 million right now. And I'm like, yes, like, let's go. These are the videos that are going to do good. Like Joe, Logan, my dad, Grace, I told you guys, you know? And they're like, yeah, let's go. All in. Like I said, everything closed down. So we're driving like 2 or 3 days later after everything gets shut down. I think I don't remember the time frame, but I remember driving with my dad and I looked at him and I was like, why don't we build our own court? You know? And then, and I kid you not, the way that we refilmed it for the court, like we built a full court in 5 days video. The way that we refilmed it is literally how it happened. We rolled up to a park. We took pictures with the cop. Like, I have pictures of it and stuff. It's on one of the behind the scenes vlogs. And like, I was right next to the sign that said it's closed, hopped back in the car. And I was like, you know, why don't we build our own court? And the day that I filmed, I Have Big News video, whatever it was, the video that said I Have Big News, I was literally just standing outside like this or whatever. That was the day that we decided, you know, we were going to build a court. And then the next day they leveled the dirt and the next day after that they poured the concrete. And like, it was just a weird process, and it got done so quick because my dad has a lot of connections. My dad makes very good money. He does very well. And everybody thinks like, oh, you got daddy's money, blah, blah, blah. But what they don't know is like, I had a second business as well. We're basically kind of just used my dad's credit at this point. But we paid back everything, if that makes sense, especially with how it's now. But, and that's the truth. I'm going to be open about it because I really don't care. And also I'm proud. Like, I'm proud of my dad. I'm proud that I can say that we can do this stuff too. But that's all in, like, we paid for all the stuff that you guys see, you know? So it's like, people can comment what they want. I could care less, like I said. But yeah, man, it was just a crazy experience. And to say that, like, I have my own court is pretty cool too. The idea is to hold like tournaments now and raise money, and I want that money to go towards parks around the area because a lot of the courts are like very messed up in Fort Myers.
Got you.
The rims are rusty. Like, I literally don't dunk at certain parks because Colton dunked one time and his hand was bleeding. That's how rusty the rim was. But yeah.
Got you. And then over the course of the quarantine, like, do you feel like that sort of content kind of having to, like, being forced to pivot away from the park content and the typical basketball YouTuber content, do you feel like in the long term that helped you, or was it like a really big challenge? Obviously, it was a challenge, but like overall, do you feel like that type of content having to kind of pivot away from the general, like just pick up games to the park, did that help?
It it helped me mentally, honestly. Like I never thought I never thought about mental health ever. I never
Yeah,
thought twice about it because I've always been like, nah, fuck that, fuck what you think. Like I'm gonna do my own thing. I don't care what you think. I've always just been go 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 go, and this slowed me down. Like my mindset is like I have to be doing stuff. Like I have a really bad habit of chewing on plastic. I chipped my tooth the other day, actually, my front tooth from
no
chewing on
shit.
plastic. And like when I'm not editing, when I'm not filming, when I'm
Yeah,
not doing stuff, I'm chewing plastic. You know what I mean? And I'm go 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 go, and everything got slowed down because of what was going on. And I like
yeah,
really started thinking and getting in my head and stuff. And I'm just like, man, like this is shitty. And then I released those videos like thank you coronavirus and stuff. And then I couldn't get past the thought of like I need a break from everything. So then I came back here and I got the mental break. But man, I gotta give a lot of credit to my girlfriend Cass though, because like she is able to slow me down to
hmm
an extent of like just like relax and breathe and stuff. And like I have a lot of respect for her too. But yeah, dude, I think it like you said, did it help me? Yeah, I think it helped me a lot mentally, and I could get into that. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. I think for the first time in a very, very, very long time, I've been able to like tell myself to slow down. Um, and I think it's like important for me as well because like right now, um, I was on the phone with you earlier. Like we have all this stuff going on, blah 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 blah,
yeah,
and I love it. I love it and stuff. But then I take a step back and I'm like, damn, dude, you're stressing yourself out a little bit. Just like chill out. But then at the
yeah.
same time, it's like that's what it takes. I don't know. Like I said, we get into this, but it definitely helped me, especially mentally.
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting balance. I'm the same way. I'm like nonstop. Like the people in here that follow my content know I'm posting like literally all the time, collabing with
Yeah,
people, like networking, like just doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. And I love it, but yeah, it does get to that point where you get burnt out, and then you start not enjoying it anymore, and that's when you know you kind of fucked up because like it shouldn't really get to that point.
dude. And like when you want something, like when you're an entrepreneur or you're a creator, or you're an artist, and you like genuinely want something, there's nothing that can get in your way. And like now that I'm finally seeing progression and I'm feeling momentum, especially right
Yeah,
now, like there's absolutely nothing that will stop me. Like I just talked about how important Cassie is in my life. And
yeah,
like she told me the other day, she was like, or I told her the other day I was flying, like that whole LA thing happened out of nowhere. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna go from the 19th, blah blah, into the 24th or whatever. And she looked all like upset and stuff. And I was like, what's wrong? Were you planning on coming down here? So she was planning on surprising me down in Florida the day I was supposed to go to LA. And I was like, I got to go. And she was like, still going to come
yeah,
down and stuff. And like I said, nothing's going to get in my way. Not even the fact that I really don't see her much. And she's coming down to surprise me. And then like, luckily, like, thank God, this stuff got pushed back because now we're going the 23rd and through the 26th, and now I can hang out with everybody down in Florida. But I hear you, man. Like once you have a goal and stuff, and you're a creator, you don't want to stop.
yeah. How has it been kind of having everything blow up, relatively blow up, and kind of see that
Yeah,
momentum
relative.
pick up in the numbers? Yeah, but like, how has it been? Like, 'cause I know you were telling me you've been doing YouTube in general for like 5, 6 years, and like really just now it's starting to pick up big time. How has that process been?
It's honestly crazy to me because like it still doesn't feel like it's huge. Like it still feels like I have
Yeah,
10,000 subscribers. It's just like the views are cool. It's just I don't know. It doesn't like when I see like I'm looking at my screen right now. I'm looking at my channel stuff. When I see that my video 5 days ago has 810,000 views, it doesn't like wow me yet because I know it's gonna get bigger. But at the same time, like I'm just recording what I love to do, you know. So it's just like it's
yeah,
just cool that I know there's an audience. But I went to the park today and like I rolled up and this dude was wearing one of my shirts, and I was like, what the hell, you know? And so like he took a picture with me and stuff, and I talked to him, and it was just a cool experience. And like I don't know, man, it just sometimes doesn't feel real for real, like especially with everything getting bigger now. But I'm just grateful for everything, man. I don't think I'll ever be like, yeah, look at me, I have blah blah blah. But
Yeah, for sure. No, that's one thing I think. I mean, just based on like our phone conversations and like this conversation now, like you're super genuine. Like a lot of people, content creators, like you see like a completely different version of them on screen versus off screen. But like literally, like for all y'all watching, Devontae's the same exact person on the YouTube videos as like in this conversation on the phone, and I think that's a really, really cool thing.
I appreciate that a lot because I always talk about what you see is what you get, especially on these videos, because I do not want to like have an encounter one day where I just seem like an asshole in person. You know?
Yeah.
But nah, dude, I don't care. I feel like that's when you start to do good, when you actually put out your true character. Like for everybody that
100%.
wants to start something, whenever like everybody that wants to start a podcast, a YouTube channel, that wants to like do well on Instagram or whatever. And I don't know, who am I to say? Like 240,000 is a lot of subscribers, but it's not like David Dobrik with 14 million, you know. And I don't want to compare anything because this is cool. Like, but for anybody that wants to genuinely start to grow a real audience, it sounds cliche, but be yourself, because people are attracted to, I think, like just what's the word I always use? Transparent.
Transparency.
Like, yeah, there we go. Yeah. There. I don't know. I think people are attracted to that, and they can really tell when it's real. I don't know. That's what it is.
For sure. And you had a really interesting point of view when we talked on IG, I think yesterday, talking about like the idea of like you don't really watch other creators, you don't really compare yourself to other creators. Like, do you find that that just helps you stay in your lane and to stay focused on what you're doing, or is it just the fact that you don't have time to watch anyone else?
Sometimes it feels like I don't have time, but like let's be honest, I at least have 10 to 15 minutes out of my day if I really want to watch content. Like I enjoy like watching other creators because I know like what they're going through to produce the video, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't like fuck with the whole basketball community. I really don't watch anybody. I'm not lying when I say this. I don't watch anybody in the basketball community. I couldn't even tell you like what the whole hype thing was about with I don't even know. You asked about it the other day with like Flight in June and stuff. I had to ask people what it was about, you know? But I don't know. I know that I know who I like to watch, like Casey Neistat and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, actually, because people are always interested in like, because I'm interested in like, does Logan Paul watch other creators? You know, does David Dobrik watch other creators?
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested in that. I'm interested in like seeing who they watch too.
Yeah, for sure. I think in the long run, like it's a lot more helpful to not watch a ton of other people. I think people kind of justify it as like, oh, I'm doing research or something. It's just like you're just kind of wasting time. I would much rather spend time working on my own stuff than spend time watching a bunch of other stuff. But on back to your content, how do you see it? Like, what's the vision for you? Like now that quarantine's kind of getting loosened up a little bit, things are starting to get back to normal. I know you're coming out to LA, you got the thing with Flight coming up. Like what's the game plan for you?
I just carry on the momentum, you know, keep doing what we're doing because I really enjoy doing these park videos. I think the only other thing I want to incorporate is vlogging more behind the scenes, because like when I think about the people that I watch, like Casey Neistat and stuff, like I like the fact that when he used to post, I like the fact that he just showed us that he was, you know, riding his boosted board to the coffee store to meet up with people or go like, because you see their lifestyle that they live like through pictures and through their videos on other platforms, and then you get to watch like what exactly they're doing. And I think like now that I have an audience and people are seeing that I'm playing 5-on-5, but they don't get to see me going back to the house and like eating food with my family and maybe like going out to eat, jumping in the pool or whatever, hanging out and like even partying and stuff. Like I'm not a huge partier, but like even the fact that like now I can finally throw in the fact that maybe I'm having a drink with Logan for his birthday or whatever, you know, just like things that people can relate to, because like I said, the transparency is like, once you're relatable and people can see that you're being honest, like, I don't know, that's when you really, I think you can really grow an audience. So I just want to start incorporating the vlogging more, but the plan is to hopefully keep traveling right now and playing at random parks, meeting people, and then maybe pro ball, vlogging that, bring the game day vlogs back. But yeah, man, there's really no set plan. I don't really like having plans because then you get all worried about your expectations, then your expectations get broken. And I just like kind of going with the flow and seeing what happens.
For sure. Well, on the subject of like vlogs and stuff like that, what is a typical day in the life of D'Vontay Friga look like? Because I mean, like we've talked about a couple times, like a lot goes into what you do. So what is a day in the life look like?
My days are different. So like every day is different for me. I'll give you a day in the life of maybe recording one of these park videos, and then I'll just give you another day for not recording, because sometimes we record 2 or 3 park videos in one day, and then we'll edit them. Well, I edit everything, and then we'll drop the videos. But day in the life, man. Wake up, shower, brush my teeth. My hygiene is very important to me. I hate smelling bad. Very weird, I guess, input right here, but yeah, it's like very first thing I do every single time. Eat breakfast, whatever, and then kind of like plan out the day. Most of the time when we play fives, I don't know what park we're playing at, so I kind of just like text some random people or post something and see where people are playing at. There's also like a 239 basketball Facebook group or whatever, and they post where people are at, so that I just talk about there. But for the most part, maybe wake up and then finish editing the previous day's vlog or whatever, or comment, or go check out some of the comments and stuff, and then hang out with Joe and the family. Maybe go over to the property and play with my little brothers, play 33, 21, whatever you guys call it. Kind of just really give myself time to like hang out with the people that are in my life, at least for a little bit. And then we'll go to the park maybe around 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And then I come back and edit right away, and they're typically done. There was a stretch for probably about 7, 8 days in a row where the videos that I was uploading, we filmed them the same day. So I'll actually tell you which videos they were. So former D3 hooper mic'd up at the park broke Trash Talker's ankles all the way up until the Trash Talker tackled me video. All of those videos were vlogged and edited in the same day and posted in the same day. So it was very, very draining because I edit the videos and I'm playing in the videos. And then once we get back, edit them. I actually don't make my thumbnails. I send them to a guy named Chris, and he goes to Notre Dame. He plays basketball there, and he makes the thumbnails and sends them to me. So I get the screenshots or maybe took some pictures or whatever, and he sends them, and then I upload the vlog. But maybe just like a regular day, wake up, like I said, shower, eat breakfast, whatever, hang out with the family. And like I said, every day is different, so it's a little difficult because, it's not like I'm still in school and I can tell you like what classes start at what time, but every day is different. But that's kind of like how my days go. I like taking the time to hang out with the people I'm around, because it kind of takes me away from like the fast pacedness again, like I said. But
yeah. And then when you go to the park, you find that because you're getting filmed, because you got to create content, does that kind of affect your game at all? Or are you kind of used to it at this point? Is it not really
no,
a factor?
I think I play better on camera.
Really?
Yeah, because I know that I have to like get content, because like I said, it's my job. Can you hear me?
You get out there for a second. You're good now, though, I think.
Sorry. Somebody was calling me.
You're good.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I play better on camera because I know I have to get good content. And like, this is my job. If I don't get good content, then it's not going to do as well. Also, if I don't get good content, I don't play good or whatever, then, I'll still throw it in there. But that's a good question. I don't know. What you guys see is what you get. I think I've been playing decent at the park, so it's kind of working out. But like I said, good question.
How does your body hold up with all like the playing that you're doing? Because you're running like a lot of fives, and sometimes, like you said, playing at 2, 3 different parks in the day. Like how is your body hold up with all that?
I have no idea. I think I'm just lucky. We have a pool, and it's I usually sit in it every night or whatever, or I try and get in there and swim around, and I think that really helps loosen up my body too. But to be honest with you, bro, I have absolutely no idea. I think a lot of the hype, a lot of the reason I'm allowed to like still, or my body's like capable of like still playing, is because I know I'm on camera, so I kind of just go harder.
Yeah.
And I know that people are watching me, like I post where I'm going a lot of times, so I know there's like kids that are on the baseline that are there to like watch me play and stuff, and I know that people like know who I am sometimes at the park, so I kind of like have to go hard a little bit and play.
Yeah.
The games don't mean as much to me, so I don't like try and hurt myself, but yeah.
For sure.
I have absolutely no idea how my body's holding up right now.
For sure. Yo, we just got a comment. I guess apparently Cash just posted himself reacting to one of your videos.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that or if this is news to you as well. That's pretty dope.
My friend Evan just texted me. He said, "You're on Cash's channel. I know you're live right now, but..."
No shit. That's dope. That's dope.
Where is he? I'm not subscribed to him.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, Hooper gets tackled by Trash Talker 5-on-5. Oh, cool.
Damn.
All right, yeah, that's irritating.
What was that?
That was Cash introing his video, but that's pretty cool, I guess.
Damn. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, on the topic of your body holding up, I gotta ask, like being like what I do and what I specialize in, how's the diet looking? I know you post every time I'm doing my keyword research for YouTube videos, figuring out what I'm gonna title my videos. That video always pops up of the grocery haul. Like every what was it, apple juice? Yeah, every time I'm doing the keyword research, it always pops up. And I just watched the video today finally. So I was like, I gotta see what this guy's diet's looking like.
This is the grocery haul video?
Yeah, it's like from way back.
That's weird. Dude, my main consumption when I'm in Ohio, and I'm not joking when I say this, I love cooking for my girlfriend because I don't know, it's just like healthy food that I cook. But the main consumption is spinach, strawberries, chicken, tomato, and avocado. And then like, because you can make like wraps from that. You can make pressed panini or whatever. You can make, we make a lot of chicken salads too. But dude, when I tell you that like that's the main consumption when I'm in Ohio, that's what it is. But when I'm down in Florida, it's a lot. It's a lot worse because we kind of, well, I wouldn't say worse, but I eat so much more. When I'm in Ohio,
that's probably a good thing.
I actually lose a lot more weight when I'm in Ohio, and then I go to Florida and when I say a lot, it's like my weight fluctuates between like 195 and 210. So like, but it's like it's a smooth 15 pounds. You can tell it's either gained in my face or sometimes my stomach, but it doesn't bother me because I know I can like work it off, and but these 5-on-5 games are obviously helping me. But yeah, my dad cooks a lot of like steak and chicken, so it's a lot of protein down there. And then like my little sister likes to like bake stuff too, but I'm not into sweets, to be honest with you. Dude, I don't know. I really don't pay attention to my diet when I'm down in Florida. If that's the best way for me to answer that question. But my favorite food is steak. So every time he cooks steak, I have a lot.
So you're not going vegan anytime soon?
No.
Okay. Glad to hear it.
And not that like I don't respect that whole thing, but dude, I'm just like,
I couldn't do it.
Consumption is chicken and steak, and I feel like I know that you can get full from vegan diets. I've never tried it. Maybe I'm not gonna criticize anybody for it because both of my sisters are vegan, and my mom was vegan she was vegan for like 2 years. Now she's vegetarian or pescatarian. Was that just fish?
Yeah, pescatarian.
Yeah, that's what my mom is.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I mean, I know you said like you don't really pay attention to your diet in Florida, but honestly, like if I had to guess, I'd say you're probably better off because you're eating more because you're playing so much and just keeping up with the energy demands of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually more beneficial, even though it's like not as healthy of food. Let's see. Now I want to get into some of the questions I got from IG. Let me pull pull them up real quick. And if you guys are watching live, just go ahead and comment down below any questions you have. I'll pull them up on the screen as we go. Let me see. Cool. Here's one. Maddie, I think he's in the chat right now. Maddie asked, what basketball players do you study film on and try to model your game after?
I'm sorry, 1 second. Kind of froze up. I didn't know you were even. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. No, I'll read it to you. I know it's kind of small. Maddie asked, what basketball players do you study film on and try to model your game after? Is there anyone that comes to mind with that?
I don't study film on anybody. I didn't even study film on the past teams we were playing. Like the only time I watched film was when our coaches made us watch film before practice. I don't study film on anybody, and I really don't model my game after anybody. If I said I played like anybody, it might be like Devin Booker or like Russell Westbrook, I guess, going to the hole. It just depends like what game I'm in. I really don't know. It's a good question because I don't try and do either of those things. I don't do either of those things, but yeah.
Got you. And then another question was favorite NBA player currently and all time.
LeBron.
Really a big LeBron guy.
I like LeBron because I actually grew up like watching him. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I can't like sit here and say like Michael Jordan was the best player of all time if I genuinely haven't watched him play or like haven't looked at his.
That's valid.
And I go based off of like what I've seen in person, you know. And my favorite player right now is LeBron, and my favorite player of all time is LeBron. And I don't know. I honestly, like, you'd be surprised. Like, you were surprised the other day when I said I don't watch other YouTubers or other basketball creators, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't watch basketball. I don't follow any sports at all.
No, me neither, honestly.
Cassie follows sports more than I do. Like, she could name more NFL players right now than I could. And she's like genuinely into sports. And when I told her I didn't follow sports, she was like actually surprised by it.
Yeah, for sure. And on the subject of LeBron, a couple people in the comments are saying you almost met LeBron and snuck into media section. So what was that about?
Dude, that story is insane. Actually, it was hilarious. It actually got taken down off my channel.
Really? No shit.
Because they copyrighted it because I wasn't allowed to record any of the game. But anyway, Bronny, his son, was playing, or Sierra Canyon was playing against St. V, LeBron's alma mater, in Ohio, in Columbus. I just finished up a game. It was a Saturday. I showered up, and me and Joe, we drove straight to Columbus. Right after that, went to I can't remember what was it, the Allstate Arena or whatever, and we wanted to vlog it. We had our cameras and everything, our big 1DXs, right? So we kind of looked legit rolling up because there was a media entrance, and like Ball's Light's gonna be there, House of Highlights, like they're gonna have people posting and stuff. We're just like, okay, let's try and go through media. And we had our stuff, and they were like, media to will call in the back, please go through the entrance, blah, blah. Because they saw our camera, so they kind of just let us through that part. And that was the first part. So then we got to the next, we got through security and the first set of security. And then we had to like show our cameras and like take everything out of our pockets, whatever. It was like a low media entrance. And we got to this table, and they have like probably like maybe 4 or 5 sheets of paper, and they were all stapled. Each pile of paper had like 3 or 4 pages on it, and they're stapled together and stuff. And it had like names of people that were allowed to be let in from media, and it was like ESPN people, Sports Center people, like Playmaker, or not Playmaker, House of Highlight, like all these people that follow these like kids actually like over time, and we're like, oh yeah, we're here with Playmaker, and I was like, and we're also filming stuff for YouTube for my channel. We're supposed to be here to document stuff with Sierra Canyon, just trying to bullshit our way through. And they were like, sorry, we're not seeing your name, blah blah blah. Like we're not, you're not coming up in here at all. And we were like, damn, we just drove 3 hours. Like we told them, we were like, we just drove 3 hours to come here. We're supposed to be here documenting this. Is there any way you can let us in? And they're like, no, sorry, you're not on the list. And I was like, all right, let me call Playmaker, blah, blah. So then I texted the dude from Playmaker, and he's like, no, we're actually not on the list. We weren't supposed to be there. And I was like, shit. So then it just kind of looked like I was talking to someone at Playmaker. And I got off and I was like, hey, to the security guard, I was like, hey, we got to be in there. Like, we're supposed to be filming stuff. And they were like, okay, let me call somebody. So then they got on the walkie and they were like, hey, we got these guys here. They're supposed to be here filming with Playmaker and his YouTube channel. Should we just give them higher media passes? So they accidentally gave us low seating media passes. And we had lanyards. They had our names on them. They had their signature. They had the arena. It was laminated. Like, they printed off everything. They had to sign, like, papers and stuff. And then
how did you keep your cool during all this?
Then we made it through that security. And we thought the whole time we were going to walk up to the high level media, you know, like the second level. But we opened up the curtain, and I kid you not, it was the court was right there. The sneak peek's still on TikTok, so if you guys want to see that, it's on TikTok. Has like 400,000 views on TikTok, which was hilarious. It was like we snuck in to see Bronny James play or whatever. And so we made it through that level of security, and like I said, opened up the curtain, and literally the court was right there. And I looked at Joe, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "What just happened?" Or I was like, "What just happened?" He's like, "We just bullshitted our way to get VIP access to it." And then we walked onto it, and we showed the next security guard our pass. They were like, "Credentials, please, credentials." And we held up our lanyard, and they were like, "You're good to go." And bro, like, we literally sat underneath the hoop. Like, we were, you know, all the people you see, like NBA, have all the media lined up underneath the hoop.
No way.
Like, we were literally sitting there just vlogging it. But it got taken down by ESPN like 3 months later.
But so, like, you were there though the entire game, like, no issues. It just got taken down later.
Nothing. And like, they were telling us, like, we probably had like 4 or 5 people come up to us, and they were like, pictures only. Like, you're not allowed to film. And people were taking pictures of me. I think I only had like maybe 60, 70, 80,000 subscribers at the time, but there were people there that knew me from like up above. So they were like zooming in, like, D'Vontay Friga's vlogging here, blah, blah, blah. And it was hilarious because it was like, I think I definitely like just totally blurted out my illegal stuff here on your podcast, but it's whatever.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
They took the video down anyway. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Let's see. Another question from the chat was how do you think your skill has changed from college to now? So I'm not sure if that question is meaning like from when you started college to now, or since college ended and quarantine started. But you take that wherever you want. How do you think your game has kind of developed over time?
I just think I've become more physical and more confident. Like, I don't know, my game has changed completely. Like, if you looked at me in high school, all I did was really try and shoot threes. I wasn't very confident with the ball in my left hand.
That was
and
me.
It might still seem like that, but I'm just very confident with the ball in my right hand. I can still go to my left. I just think my confidence and my strength and my shooting has immensely, like, that's probably the best part of my game now is shooting.
Got you. I think your handles are kind of slept on though. You got handles now.
Yeah, I honestly don't do anything crazy though, because I'm not like Tristan Jazz. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
I mean, that's good though. I think that gives people a better insight, I guess, to like actual basketball, like rather than trying to do stuff that isn't really gonna like translate that well to games. But
I think I'm just good with my body as opposed to like actually dribbling. I can dribble the ball, like you said. I don't know if I would even go as far to say slept on, but because I really don't do anything crazy. But I hear you. I don't know. That's funny though. I don't know. Like I said, physicality and shooting and everything. Really, my whole game has changed.
Got you. And then Elijah asked, how did you get exposure to overseas scouts and coaches for someone who wants to play pro ball? Like, for you, was it mostly like just exposure off of YouTube and just the fact that you had that?
That's all it is. I mean, that's really all it is. I think a lot of teams right now, to be honest with you, just kind of want attention to their team. So I mean, some of the teams that have reached out, I bet you they probably just want me to like vlog my life on their team, you know, get them exposure, get them some more views on their live videos, which I hear you. Like, you give me more money, I'm definitely down. It's not about money, but if you're going to take money from me and my views on YouTube, then I don't know who coughed it up. But Yeah, I don't know. I think some of the exposure I got was literally just from YouTube because I haven't done any reaching out to anybody yet, like pro teams. I've literally just made a highlight tape and I put my email at the end of it. But yeah.
Dope. And then on the subject of like pro offers, any new pro offers, like any updates there? Or is it kind of the same as the last time you up? Canada?
Yeah. Shout out to Zach Waggle. I don't know him personally, but he is a big supporter of the channel. So shout out to him for asking this question. But new offers, just a pro team in Canada. And if I'm being honest, this is technically the second platform I've released this to. The fact that of all three, I would like to play in Canada, to be honest with you. So some more title, title and thumbnail and clickbait for you right there, but because this is the first
D'Vontay Friga reveals pro location.
Yeah, the first time I've really released it. But yeah, man, if I could pick right now at this very second, I'd go to Canada. But everybody has wanted me to like come see their facilities, meet the teams, meet the coaches, and everything. So that's the first step.
Got you. And then so Logan asked, how have your workouts changed in preparation for pro? And I know you just put out a video on one of your training sessions like last night, right?
Nothing crazy. I don't really do anything crazy in my workouts. I just do like game situation things, like game situation. I don't like 2-ball handling drill, like 2-ball dribble drills. I think those are stupid. Like I don't know. Some trainers are so bad, man. I see some stuff and it's scary that people are like being trained the way that they are right now. And I don't know. It's not for me to say because maybe it's helping them, but I only do things that are like realistic to game situations. So that's how I train.
Gotcha. I think that sentiment I think is held across like most like truly high level trainers. Like he's like Drew Hanlon always talking about like that's translated to games. So definitely agree there. I think 2-ball in and of itself isn't terrible. It's like just when they get too crazy with it, it's like what's even happening here? Yeah,
I hear you.
Cool. And then Blake got a question saying, "What has been your favorite video to make so far?"
Dude, I don't know.
You gotta pick one. Just toss one out there. Give me some more title and clickbait stuff.
Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna go on my channel really quick because I don't know. They're all really fun. I really enjoy the park videos because you never know what you're gonna get. Like in like Q&As, and you're gonna have to answer questions, and like videos like challenge videos, what you're gonna get. But like when you watch a park pickup game, you don't know what you're gonna get. But the game day vlogs were really fun to make because I really enjoy watching them now. I don't like watch it religiously, but I watched a couple back and I was like, damn, that's cool. My scoring my 1,000-point vlog is really sentimental to me. I enjoy watching that one. We won the conference tournament championship, and then the Julian Newman vlog was pretty cool.
How was that meeting him?
Building the court video was really cool as well. But meeting Julian was cool. He's hated so much.
It's crazy.
Just like showing him love. Hopefully he appreciated it because we're supposed to collab once I go back down again, but really got to find the time.
Yeah, cool. And Afif asked, what are you building next? Do you have anything up your sleeve as far as like building anything else, or now is it more like basketball content? Like what?
We just put. Oh, somebody's ringing my doorbell. Having my family over at 7:30. 1 second.
You're good.
We just put blacktop in over at the property. So.
Okay.
That's interesting. 1 second. Hey.
You're good. You're good.
I'm on a podcast right now, so don't. You're good. You can come in. It's all good. We just put blacktop in around the court. So that I guess it's technically the next thing, but I don't have anything planned. I guess right now is just the basketball content, like you said.
Got you. Then let's see. Damn, we're getting a lot of questions now. Okay. Matt asked D'Vontay this: which is worse, getting your ankle snatched or getting posterized?
I don't know. I think getting broke is more embarrassing.
Oh, for sure. Has it happened to you?
I've never fallen. I've never fallen down. I hope it happens soon in
Yeah.
one of the parks. I hope I get exposed.
That's good content.
Dude, for real. Like, I'm like waiting for me to get dunked on and stuff too. But I've been dunked on plenty of times. Like,
yeah.
And I'm cool with it. So maybe that's why I can cope a little bit better with the whole dunked on versus being broke. Or getting broke.
I'm with you on that one. Getting dunked on isn't too bad, but like getting broke, I've gotten dropped once, and it was terrible because like it wasn't even a good. The dude airballed a floater after he dropped it. So like it wasn't anything nice. But I planted my foot and like I started falling, and it was one of those situations where I knew I was going down. I couldn't do anything about it, and I just had to kind of deal with it. But 100% with you, getting dunked on is worse. Or is not as bad, but how much time do you got left? I know you got family coming over. I don't want to keep you too long.
I got maybe like another minute or two here.
All right, for sure. Let me scroll through to see if we got any questions from the chat. Answer like one more, then we'll start to wrap it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick a good one. Let's see. I think this is a good one to end with. What moments will you remember forever? Which ones hold the most sentimental value? Walking around after the game, seeing everyone after college games. I'm thinking he's asking like during your college career, like what memories stood out for you?
That's actually funny. You know, I was just talking about my friend Evan that texted me about Cash Nasty. This is his question.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
I think the moments I'll always hold close to me are when everybody I love is like around, you know?
Yeah.
It's like everything that's happening doesn't matter until you have like the support from the people that you love just as much as they love you, I think, you know? So like those are the moments that I think mean the most. Like I'm going down to Florida soon and Cass is going to be there. My family's going to be there. Like I'm just going to have like those people around. Those are the moments that I'm going to hold. That's kind of why I document my life. Been off the basketball court because like I just like sharing that side of everything too. But yeah, I also do think like he mentioned here, walking around and meeting people after games, like people that came to the game just to watch me play was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
People that come to the parks just to watch me play the parks, those are cool moments. But always taking pictures with people. When people ask me for a picture, that's just like a moment that you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching people. I remember asking for people for pictures. Like I still like if I ran into somebody, I'd still ask them for a picture too.
Yeah.
And I would, I guess now know what it feels like too. But I don't know. I don't think that'll ever change. You know.
Dope. Well, D'Vontay, I really appreciate taking the time to come on here. This is an awesome interview. Still got a ton of questions, so we might have to do a round 2 eventually. But yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to come on. For anyone who this might be the first time seeing you, where can they find more of your stuff? Where can they keep up with your content, everything that you got going on?
I'm on YouTube for the most part. That's kind of where all the business is at right now. You can type in D3 basketball player. You can type in my name, D'Vontay Friga, and either one should come up. And then on Instagram, you have it right here, DFriga98. But yeah, I don't know. This isn't really my time to plug because I brought some of my audience over here. So since I'm talking about it, like follow Tommy, man, because people start out on new art and a new journey, and like just that little bit of support helps you keep going, you know, because if I wouldn't have had the support from my friends up here, my family, and stuff, who knows if I would have kept going. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, honestly, looking at your journey and like you staying consistent and patient, and like you like now starting to take off a little bit, like for someone like me I've been doing it for like 2 years now, but I mean still relatively starting out in the grand scheme of things. Like it is inspiring, like to kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like we kind of overlap on a lot of things. Like I share that same mindset of like I'm doing this literally all the time and just putting all my time and effort into it. So it's cool to see a little bit of traction, and I really do appreciate the support.
Yeah, for sure, no problem. I just a little bit more for you, I guess, since you mentioned that. It took 3.5, 4 years to get 1,000 subscribers, so don't stop because it's taking you 2 years. You know,
For sure.
Some people get lucky. You know, some people meet the right people, like Colton. Colton, he's chilling right now, but but I'm not gonna knock the fact that he started a channel because that dude hustles, man. He's
Absolutely
grinding right now, and that's kind of why I'm doing this. I'm starting like this little agency where I'm helping like athletes and people that are creators.
Oh, no way.
Out the ground. Obviously, like take a percent of what they're doing, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is like helping them like start a career from this. So once that agency really starts to take off, then you know anybody that genuinely wants to be a creator and I can see the drive, then I want to sign them and like really help them grow their channel too. Like that's kind of why Colton's a client too. Colton's a boy now, like he's a homeboy now, but I mean he's a client now as well too, but he's cool.
Dope. Well, if you guys are new around here watching and this is your first time seeing my stuff, like it's scrolling down on the bottom of the screen, y'all see that I post nutrition content 3 times a week here on YouTube, but I'm posting stuff on IG at T Clark Nutrition, literally like 3 times a day, putting out tons of content for you guys on Instagram, Twitter, same username, and Facebook, and anywhere, literally anywhere you can find content, and stuff out. So if you have any questions about nutrition, your diet, things like that, because that's something that's super underrated, super overlooked. I'm going to talk to D'Vontay and see if we can get him on a plan. Keep you updated on that one. But it's something that is super overlooked when it comes to maximizing your performance as a basketball player, especially as you go to college and the professional level and you're looking for little things, especially if you're not like a genetically gifted per se player. Yeah. Nutrition is one of those things that can really make a massive difference. So if you need help with that, I'm here to help. The YouTube channel is a great place to keep up with content, Instagram, stuff like that. So appreciate y'all tuning in. You got anything else to add?
I got nothing, man. But if you guys are here for me again, go subscribe to my man.
Perfect. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll talk to you. Just text me after this.
Yes, sir.